screenshots that'll kind of supplement. Okay. What my topic is social networking for students by students. Okay. I've tried this for 3 years now, just trying to get the kids to interact with each other outside of the classroom, and I've had some luck. It varies. With group, actually. Some groups are just better at it than others. So where I started, as we all know, to teach something is to really understand it. Okay. So I took an idea from another teacher, another AP biology teacher, and started student cohesion, which is a NING. Is anyone familiar with NING? Mm-hmm. Yeah, NING is a social network. It looks like this. This is a screenshot of my NING. Okay. Where the kids, it's a private social network. No, you have to be invited or request an invitation to be involved. And the kids can do basically anything you can do on Facebook on NING. They have discussions, they post blogs, all those pictures are all the members, which are all students. And we talked there about the class. So this is where I ask kids to do this, which down the bottom, I called it the Sherpa. So they were guiding us up the mountain of knowledge in AP biology. Okay. So what the Sherpa did every day was the Sherpa highlighted the day's lessons. They highlighted any unanswered questions we had. They helped clarify any points of confusion, and they also pointed the students to resources. Okay. And then what happened was the kids were required to comment on posts. In the beginning, it was a bit forced. There was some, nice post, stuff like that, which really wasn't what I was looking for. But then by the end, there really was rich dialogue going on between the kids. A lot of clarifying, even from the Sherpa's posts. Other students would post clarifications. Other students would post questions. So I can post this to the Google Doc, and you can click on that link. But that link will bring you to, it should link directly to the forum of the Sherpa post that has a bunch of student comments on it. Okay. So this worked for what we were looking for. And it worked with, I'd say, about 75% of the kids. The other 25% of the kids complained that they always forgot to go to NING. It was one more thing for them to check, and I don't have time, and all the sports and all that. So I said, okay, we'll try something else. So this year, I did NING for 2 years. This year, I've decided to try to do it on Facebook, because that's where the kids are. So this is take 2, and this is where I am now. Okay? And what this is a screenshot of my Facebook group. Okay? I know, school networking policies and all that. I'm not friends with any of my students. They can't access any of my information. I don't want to access any of their information. What this is a place where people who aren't friends can all post. Okay? It's a private group. Again, you have to be invited to be allowed into the group. And once you're there, you don't have to be friends with the other members. Okay? So it kind of gets around any of those social networking policies where you're not allowed to be friends with your students. And it is 100% focused on the classroom. Okay? So here, I figured, okay, we'll take it to a place where they are. So this shows up right on their Facebook screen. When they're there, they can see how many new posts there are. And they're actually using it. But the problem was I was a bit hesitant to jump in with the whole Sherpa thing on Facebook. I didn't know if they'd buy in, because Facebook is their Facebook, and that's a sacred place. I didn't want to bring my Sherpa into their sacred place. So I left it kind of just as a place for us to go. A place where they can ask questions, a place where every once in a while I'll throw out whoever posts the answer to that question on Facebook first will get a couple extra points to kind of entice them to go there, and which they have. I was ideally looking for a discussion forum like this on Facebook. Instead, I got more of a frequently asked questions. The kids use it to post for me, Mrs. Morrison, can you color code the objectives we have in Google Docs? Mrs. Morrison, do we have homework tonight? Does anyone know where the link is for this? And they do go back and forth with that stuff. I just wish it was a bit more content rich and less focused on Q&As. Okay, or the Q&As were more focused on biology. But kids on their own. We do dissect fetal pigs in my anatomy class. And this is a group for my students from AP biology to anatomy to our lower level biology classes. I teach all three, and we all use the same group. So they all get to see what everyone else is doing. The anatomy class did just post a pig eulogy. We got rid of our fetal pigs, and someone gave a eulogy for it. They posted, and a bunch of kids commented on it, and that totally had nothing to do with me. I was like, wow, you're actually using it appropriately. So it worked better for some reasons, worse for others. Because I didn't have that built-in structure, it wasn't quite as focused as I'd like it to be. I did ask them this year, I said, if I built in the structure, would you be opposed to doing it on Facebook? Or, would you rather me do it someplace else? And every single one of the kids actually said do it on Facebook, but what their little contention was, they wanted it different for different classes. So they want a biology group, they want an anatomy group, and they want our level 3 biology group. Because they were concerned, the upper level kids were concerned about posting about all their homework, and then having the lower level kids in that class kind of feel bad about it, and they said, I think the kids who are taking the lower level classes may not be posting as often because, we're posting so much. So, fair, that's fair, I'll try that next year. So, for better or worse. In the meantime, I also do this, and this is just kind of a little bit of other stuff. What this is my class website, and this is my blogs, my podcasts. And what these are lectures, recordings, that the kids can download onto their iPods. And the kids listen to this instead of having a lecture in class. So it's my version of flipping the class. And what the kids actually asked for this, because they wanted to use the time in anatomy to dissect, and they didn't want to listen to a lecture. So I said, okay. And they love it. They say they listen to them over and over again. They can rewind, they can fast forward, they can focus on the part they want. So these work out really well. They're pretty easy to make using Evernote is what I was using to make them. And I do a voice recording and then email it to myself and then upload to my blog.
1 minute.
Okay, 1 minute. And then last but not least, really quickly, these are student blogs, both my lower level class and my anatomy class. And I just want you to see this, if this link works. Potentially not. It might be opening in the background.
Yeah.
Let's see, where would I find that? Oh, right here. Awesome. All right, so we'll look at, see if this will open. And what this is I used blogs to assess the students' learning for our fetal pig.
Aww.
And the kids went through and dissected the fetal pig. And then they had to use pictures and or video to talk about what they learned. Questions?
So are those there?
Oh yeah, these are their pictures. Yeah. Some of them have video associated with it. The kids made the video using the flip camera. And a lot of them are on different sites. Some use Blogster, some use Weebly, some use Google Docs. I just said do it however you want. It's 11th grade class, 11th, 12th grade class, and they went to town. Yeah.
Other questions?
How do you use Evernote to do your podcast?
I did an audio recording on it, and then emailed it to myself. I think it was Evernote. I'm almost positive it was Evernote. Yeah, on my phone, on my iPhone.
Oh, just like, I
Yeah. Because I didn't have a speaker on my computer, so I just used Evernote on my iPhone and recorded an audio recording and then emailed it to myself.
Gotcha.
Anyone else? Awesome. Thank you.
Okay.